Sarah Ingham has contrived to make herself look even more stupid than it was possible, or that we thought was possible. So she posted a post on Facebook recently. It was about Mila's birthday. They had the best of times. Now, I blurred out the picture, but what you can see here is you got three youngest kids right there watching TV probably, but she's put an emoji over the youngest. I don't know why exactly. There's two possible things that come to mind. Is one, either the baby is naked, or probably more likely is eating popcorn and she doesn't want the backlash, right? One thing that I'd have to say to you, Sarah, is that adding an emoji over your child, yes, it's a step in the right direction. Well done for parenting and such forth, right? But emojis can be removed. Okay, I don't know if you knew this, but it is a thing. The technology is there to do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what you use, but apparently, and yes, I'm using the word apparently because from what I've read, you can remove those emojis if you have the right software to do it. So just by putting an emoji over any area you don't want seen isn't necessarily a foolproof plan. Now, what would have been better, probably the most foolproof plan that you could possibly have come up with in this scenario, would have been to just not post a picture at all, because at the end of the day there was no need to post it whatsoever. There was no desperate necessity to post it. It wasn't essential that you posted that picture, so why take the risk? That is all that I'm saying on the subject, Sarah. So, take it or leave it. Just a piece of advice from me to you. I've been sent this beautiful picture drawn by one of you guys out there, and it is so good that I need to share it with you. So if you want to go over there, they do pet portraits or any other kind of portraits, and they are so good. For the business, I'll link the business in the description box below. Go and check them out. They have a 20% discount if you mention Dougal or the raccoon when you're ordering. 20% off is pretty decent. Look at that. That's like a piece of art. Well, it's a piece of art. What are you on about? It's like it was a work of art. That's brilliant, that is. The likeness to my actual dog is just uncanny. It's unbelievable. I love it. Please go and check them out on Facebook or TikTok and get an order in, because you will love it. Everybody loves their dogs. Get your own portrait today. Anyway, she posted along with that picture a very big ode to the birthday girl, Mila. Mila's perfect for her birthday. As a parent over the last 20 years, I've put a stupid amount of pressure on myself to give my children perfect birthdays. I don't just mean the gifts, I mean big days out, holidays, etc. I've worried in the run-up how things will run, if it's enough, worried about what we'll eat for breakfast, worried about everything basically, as I just want their special day to be, well, special. Yeah, you want it to, you're worried about what to feed them for breakfast usually, and in the end you usually come up with, oh, let's fuck it, we'll feed them shit instead, right? She goes on to say, this really got me, okay? I accidentally booked Esme's birthday gift, concert tickets for Aunt Mila's birthday. And I didn't even realise I'd done it until I got her tickets up, ready to give her last month. Okay, so, a couple of things here. I'm laughing because of the stupidity, right? I know the significance of dates in my family, right? If somebody said such and such a date, I would say, hang on, that sounds familiar. That's such and such's birthday, right? That's me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's a me thing, but surely to goodness, if you saw that particular date and you said, right, okay, actually, no, that date sounds familiar, we better check to make sure that it's not something of some sort of significance. Maybe, I don't know, a family day out or something. Or in this case, a full-blown birthday for one of your own children who you gave birth to. Imagine forgetting the date. It's such a Sarah thing to do, isn't it? What the hell? The other thing is the irony, right? Because we've gone on about quite recently about how Esme gets treated so much better than everybody else. Her birthdays are significantly better than everybody else, and that is proven. That's a proven fact, right? Stacked side by side to Isla's birthday recently, Esme came out far on top. Not even a little bit on top. Far significantly on top, right? And then Esme's main birthday gift, she's spending it on Mila's birthday. So even Mila doesn't get to have the specialist of days. It's taken over by Esme as well. It's just, it blows my mind just how stupid Sarah can be. You could have chosen any other date in the diary. I'm sure they were playing. In fact, they were playing at the same stadium the day after. You couldn't have chosen that, could you? No. I'm sure they're also playing at different venues around the country. You couldn't have chosen those days. No, it had to be. It had to be that day. I bet it actually happened because they've got plans on other days. And that was the most convenient day for them to go to that on that particular day, because other days, they've got time schedules. They're going to Dubai, or they're going to Scotland, or they're going to Europe, or some other nonsense, right? And that was the best, most convenient day for Sarah and Chris, not for anybody else. Doesn't matter about anybody else. She goes on to say, so Iv pretty much spent the last month stressing about how to make Mila's day special. Special even though half the family won't be there. Right, okay. When I was growing up, I didn't spend my siblings' birthdays with them. Anyway, I think that's a me thing. Other people do. Right, anyway. Which I totally understand is normal in most families, but not ours. So I was right, okay? Most families, she's even admitting it, most families it's not normal. But not ours. No, they have to spend every waking moment with each other. Doesn't matter what's going on, doesn't matter the plans, or doesn't matter what they want to do in their lives. They have to spend birthdays with each other, joined at the hip, as usual. I thought about booking accommodation in London for us all. I knew she wouldn't want to be stuck in a hotel room or unfamiliar house all day, so I tried to book the Peppa Pig bus tour afternoon tea for us all to do. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. You try to book afternoon tea for your 4-year-old? Okay. Okay then. Why wouldn't she want to be stuck in an unfamiliar house? She's stuck in unfamiliar houses all the time. You don't have a problem with that here. And in a tiny van stuck, that, this is a thing. This is what you do to your kids. Anyway, as it happens, I agree with her staying at home, right? I do. But I'm just saying that her reasons, Sarah's reasons, are a little bit, yeah. Perfect, she says, except Aurora is too young. Ooh, what shall you do? What else could we do? What do we know, Aurora? Is there a... Why would a 2-year-old... She's not quite 2, is she? But even still, she's not allowed on a bus tour? Okay. For Peppa Pig, that seems a bit extreme. What the hell? I'll have to look that one up. What else could we do in London as a family? My mind was going mad trying to work it all out. And then I realised After all the travelling over the last 7 months, I genuinely believe Mila just wanted to be home for her birthday. Oh my god, it's like a light bulb moment going off in Sarah Ingham's head. I can't believe it's so dramatic, isn't it, as well, the way she's leading up to it. She wanted to do this, and this, and this, and this. But hang on a second. She might have wanted to stay at home. Who would have thunk it, right? Bloody hell. And this person is, she's bred 6 kids. Fucking hell. She goes on to say, wanted to be home for her birthday in her own surroundings. So that's what we did. And we made the most of it. And honestly, I lost count of how many times Mila shouted, "This is the best day ever!" Sorry, that was unnecessary, I know. But it's just the way Sarah's going on about how amazing it is that they actually got to spend time at home, and you know, how amazing the day was because they were at home for a birthday, and it was just the best thing ever, and it was, oh my god. Yesterday, I even caught it on camera a few times. Oh, did you? Did you catch it on camera? Oh, I gotta see that. I can't wait till you show us on camera how Mila thought it was the best day ever in her entire life. Can't wait. I'm sure it'll make its way to the vlog, definitely, without a doubt. She goes on to say there was no big day out, no expensive restaurant meal, no holiday, none of that. Literally just a mummy who locked her phone away for the day, gave them my undivided attention, took them to the local park for free, let them choose their own treats in Tesco for a couple of pounds, and then came home, played with new toys, made a huge popcorn salad, and then watched a movie and had a sleepover in Mummy's bed. Oh wow, ooh, it sounds like a full day for Sarah Ingham, mind you, isn't it? Like, we laugh and we joke, don't we? But spare a thought for Sarah. She doesn't usually do that amount of parenting. She was all on her own as well. Chris went out with the girls, obviously, where else would he be? But even the girls who usually look after the younger ones went as well. So it was left with Sarah to actually parent her own children for a full day. So please, everybody, spare a thought for Sarah Ingham. She's done a wondrous job. She took them to the park. She took them to Tesco's for some treats. She made a popcorn salad. God bless her. You know, she's been doing all the mummy type things. You know, just stop short of taking them to like school or to anywhere to meet children of their own ages, but you know, she was there for them, and they had a nice time with Mummy. I mean, at the end of the day, Sarah, all your children want is you, for good or bad, right? They want you as their mother to be there for them. They never get you, right? And I mean that sincerely. They never get you. They want you. I wouldn't want you, but they do want you because, you know, maternal and all that shit, right? So, sorry, it's not shit. But, you know, they are your children and they want their mother, right? They're looked after time and time and again by Isabel and maybe even sometimes Esme. Even Isla looks after them sometimes. But you, no, never. So they had your undivided attention for a full day. That is the best birthday present that Mila could have had. So she went on to say, and just look at these happy and content faces. So this is just your reminder. If you see other families online doing big extravagant things for birthdays and you can't afford to, or you simply can't for whatever reason, it really doesn't matter. It wasn't the pile of presents that made Mila's birthday special for her yesterday. It was having Mummy uninterrupted, spending time with her, and that cost nothing. Thank you, Sarah. That was actually a rousing speech. Or was it me that was rousing? Anyway, so I take it from that future birthdays will be like that, will it? Because at the end of the day, your children they just want you, right? Don't they? Or is it just reserved for an accidental meal birthday? Is that the only thing that matters? All right, because the next birthday is... That'd be Isabel's birthday, wouldn't it? She's going to be 20. She's going to be 20. A full-grown adult now is our Isabel. You know, she spent half her life on YouTube, which is frightening. Now, she knows that she shouldn't be exploited on YouTube, and she knows that her siblings shouldn't be exploited on YouTube, and yet she continues to do it. It's very confusing. Anyway, in relation to this post, somebody broke the mold and actually broke in there to give Sarah a piece of very good information, a bit of advice that she could take on board with this. Whether or not Sarah appreciated it is another matter. So this person said, I just think the fact you've admitted your child was at her happiest because she had your full attention for the day proves something needs to change in your family. Maybe put the cameras away too. Your older 3 can pretty much look after themselves now to a certain extent, so focus on your little 3 and give them the love and attention Isabel, Esme and Isla had when they were their age. They don't need to grow up with their lives on a camera. They need to create friendships, get an education, etc. You've just admitted you're failing as a parent in so many words, but still your IFAM will defend you. It's wild to me. Absolutely spot on though, to be fair. That's exactly how I picked up when I was reading it through. You know, Sarah's saying you don't need all this shit. You don't need all the shit that we give to our kids. All the shit, the presents, the gifts, the days out, the holidays, the extravagance. None of it. All that mattered was that Mila was at home in her own surroundings with her mother who spent a day with her. That was what was important, and that's what Sarah admitted to herself. So this person's picked it up perfectly and told Sarah, but Sarah, having already said Jesus, after Sarah's actually said in her original post that, you know, these things are true, she comes back and defends her corner a little bit. She said, nope, you literally read my words and then twisted them to suit your narrative. Actually, no, she didn't. She took your words at face value and told you exactly what you said, which is what you said. I've not twisted them. You have told us this. Yes, you might have days where you love going out and maybe the kids will enjoy going out and things like that. Yes, obviously. But at the end of the day, you said that Mila doesn't need any of that shit. She just needed you and her home. That was it. That's all she needed. And you admitted that yourself. So you've twisted them to suit your own narrative. Sad, really. Tell me a parent who can spend all day long playing with their child. I'm sorry, Sarah, but you don't spend any time with your child ordinarily. You can't say that, okay? Do you? Are you able to spend 12 or 14 hours a day, 7 days a week playing with your child? No parent in the world has the time to be able to do that, sadly. Most go out to work 9+ hours while their kids are left with teachers. That's the way it goes in most families. Right? Okay. I'm not quite sure what her argument is. And what? I'm failing because I don't play with my kids and give them total undivided attention every single minute of the day. Do you know the damage and issues later on in life that could actually cause there? What? Fuck me. Fuck you, man. What? What's she going on about? What's she talking about? What's she talking about? I've got my fists are so clenched right now out of frustration. Seriously. Oh, fucking hell. Children need to learn independence, how to deal with boredom, have an imagination of their own, leadership, understanding. Oh, fuck me. I think I'm just gonna walk off. I'm gonna walk off right now. Can anybody tell why I'm frustrated? I can't. I'm gonna tear my hair out in a second. I can't deal with this shit. Right? What's she saying? Leadership. Oh, fuck me. Oh, no. Really? Is that Isabel? Isabel's leadership skills. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. Understanding that their every single need can't be answered the second they demand. Oh, we've seen that with those clips. Isla, you're ruining my clip. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Are you actually crazy? What parent is able to do that? And how dare you state the parent is failing if they don't? Doing things like that on a birthday is what makes it special. But what? I can't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right. Okay. We're going to have to break this down. I'm sorry. But oh, Jesus Christ almighty. She's fucking thick. She's thick as shit. I'm sorry. So going back to this first part, she says, I'm failing because I don't play with my kids and give them total undivided attention every single minute of the day. Do you know the damage and issues later on in life that could actually cause them? So she's saying that it could cause some damage by you spending every second of the day with your child. Yes, you don't give them undivided attention all day, every day, but you spend every second of the day with them, right? Every single one of your children spend every single minute with your other children every single day. You come as a pack, right? You come as a pack. You understand what I'm saying? And you're saying there that will cause some irreparable damage later on in life. Okay. Children need to learn independence, such as the independence that you are giving them. How is she giving them independence? They spend all day, every day together, cooped up in a van all day, every day. When was the last time that Isabel went on a holiday on her own, right? When was the last time she stayed home from a family holiday? Yes, she can come on family holidays. Obviously, nobody's saying don't do that. But other people her age want their independence, and she doesn't. She never ever does. She doesn't do anything on her own. She doesn't go out with friends. In fact, we have it on multiple occasions where she said, "Oh, I was hoping that you would surprise me with a trip to the cinema." And it's like, Isabel, you're nearly 20. Come on. Go to the cinema on your own if you want to go to the cinema, right? Or go with friends. You don't have to wait for mummy to invite you to the cinema. That's not even a thing. They need to learn how to deal with boredom. What, by sitting them in front of an iPad every day? Is that how they learn to deal with boredom, is it? Have an imagination of their own. I don't see too much in the way of imagination coming from your children. In fact, the opposite of that is actually true. I've seen Esme copy every single trend going on TikTok. In fact, Esme likes books because TikTok likes books. She likes certain books because TikTok likes the books. She likes a certain fragrance because TikTok likes that certain fragrance. She likes something because TikTok's liking it. If TikTok likes something, that's her new favourite hobby. You know, that's the opposite of using your imagination. Complete opposite of that. And she finishes it off by saying that what made it special was because they never spend time with the child. You're supposed to spend time with your child. You are supposed to. It's not supposed to be a novelty, one day a year thing. Honestly, it's not. So you're saying that on one hand, you can't spend every minute of a day with a child, even though you drag them around with you wherever you go, and then on their birthday, they only get you as a one day a year treat. My God. She goes on to say, my children are so lucky I get to spend a lot of time each day playing with them, reading them every single bedtime story. Do you? Really? Are you sure? So you sit up at midnight reading Aurora a bedtime story? I don't believe that. I actually don't believe it. I'm not calling you a liar, but I don't believe it, right? Washing them every single bath time, brushing their teeth on a morning, help them choose out clothes, take them to the park, on holidays, for meals out. The list is endless. And do you know why I have the opportunity to do that instead of leaving them for 9+ hours a day? Because I film little snippets of our day. Oh my God! And share the parts we want to share. As a job. A job, god damn it! What the hell, Sarah? Fuck, calm down. What the hell? You're only giving me... I'm getting hot and bothered here. Don't twist my words and try and make me out to be a bad parent, because I'm far from it. Sarah, you just admitted you filmed snippets of your kids in order to make it possible that you don't need to work. Sorry, but come on. We don't need to work because we film our kids. Okay. Tell us where the positive part of that is, though, Sarah, please. My children have a safe and loving home. They do, except they live with Chris Ingham, so, they get to travel the world and have absolutely everything they could possibly need, plus more. They have both parents at home with them every single day, which is one of the biggest gifts any child could ever ask for, and the biggest privilege for any parent. So instead of worrying that my poor neglected children don't get everything they want on demand day in, day out, go worry about the children who don't even have a home. Okay, so I read this bit, right, as an independent segment of this entire thing, right, and I read it as she was talking about her own children, because it 100% it reflects her children, her own kids, what she's saying here. So some that don't even have a home, or worse, have a home they fear. Now, Sarah, you said yourself you have stalkers and your kids fear it, right? Or you fear it, but you put that fear onto your children every single day, right? So your kids fear their own home. So yeah, have no bed to sleep in at night. Okay, so your kids do have beds, but they don't have a familiar bed. They have like a random bed every night, different nights, different beds and whatnot. No safe person. Yeah, Chris, Sarah, not really the safest people in the world. No food to fill their starving tummies. Well, why aren't you feeding them then? Right, I've seen you recently. Bloody hell, you all feasting on a toasty each, and what? You didn't even buy one for the other three, right? What did they eat? Their feet, right? And on other occasions, you let the kids just nibble off yours. Like you had a whole, what was that, like, Aero chocolate thing you had the other day, and you ate most of it, and then you gave the kids a little nibble at the end, didn't you? Yeah, you eat first, right? You have this car mukbang thing going on quite often, and you all eat first, and then you give the kids little snippets. Yeah, snippets, you like that word, snippets at the end, you know. And that's why they're so small, most of them, because they're not eating. Feed them. They're supposed to have 3 meals a day, right? They might get breakfast. The younger 3 might get breakfast if they're lucky, but they won't get lunch, and they'll get dinner at like 9 or 10 o'clock when they're half asleep, right? That tends to be your schedule. You're supposed to feed them 3 times a day at least. Snacks are additional, possibly, but you're not supposed to replace meals with snacks. That's not a thing. It never has been a thing, so stop doing it. Because there are millions out there praying someone like you would notice them, instead of spending your time worrying about my privileged children. People like you make me sick. So this is a very what's the word for it? It's a misunderstood point or a misconception, because people say, well, there are worse kids off there. Focus your attention on those children. X, Y, and Z, they haven't got food in their stomach. Focus on them. Do something good with them. But just because those children are badly done to, right, doesn't mean to say that your children are greatly done to. Doesn't mean to say that you should forget one child because another child's worse off. That sort of thing. Anyway, that's just my piece. I found that highly entertaining, and just is Sarah Ingham all over, isn't it? It's absolutely Sarah Ingham all over. She's absolutely, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this. And until next time, give this video a massive thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.